smart to help you protect your money. Momo will only call you with 0244 300,000. No MTN or Momo staff will call or ask for your PIN or one-time password. Do not transfer funds to anyone whose identity you have not verified. Do not approve any prompts you have not initiated. Momo, still Wunsaka.
Good afternoon, Ghana. It's 12 o'clock. Time to reach for mobile water. Mobile water, unique in every way.
Hashtag stop galamsey now.
Let the water flow. I will speak to him directly. President Dramani Mahama. Yellow blood do.
Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the Midday News. It's live on Joy 99.7 FM. It's 103.9 FM in Accra. We're also live on Love 99.5 in Kumasi, myjoyonline.com, and affiliates in all 16 regions of Ghana, including Space FM Takwa, Pulong, Infonsi, Ridge FM, Tamaleketi Radio, in Koforidie and Freedom FM in Sugakope. Also live on X Spaces, Facebook and YouTube. The Midday News is supported by Petrosol, Platinum Energy, Energizing Dreams. Coming up, EPA awaiting the outcome of the first of its scientific water cleaning intervention, expected to restore the country's rivers polluted by illegal mining.
Currently, we see that of application, we're already seeing the separation of water from the mud, and it's clear. And in 1 hour, I'm sure we can drink this water.
We're live at the Burn River site in the Bwakwa South of the Eastern region. Also, acute water shortage hits parts of Kumasi as power outages cripple operations at the Barikesi and Owabi treatment plants.
And we are pleading with our customers. Without you, there is no Ghana Water Limited. And we are also there for you. Please help us.
This afternoon, President Mahama announces that his cabinet is set to approve a national agribusiness policy designed to boost value addition to the nation's raw materials and strengthen industrial development.
Across every subsector represented here tonight, one constraint dominates. That is the cost of energy and reliability of power. Industrial tariffs in Ghana remain uncompetitive relative to our regional peers.
We're more as the president sets an ambitious national target for the manufacturing sector to contribute at least 15% of GDP by 2030 in sports.
Sports Ministry demands staff records from NSA boss Yao Ampofo Ankara over recruitment breaches.
And as we build up to Joy FM's Ghana Month initiative, we begin a special series exploring why rediscovering Ghana has become more important than ever. It's a special countdown to the Joy Safari Experience 2026.
From island boat rides and lakeside brunches to guided wildlife tours and even bonfire experiences, the 2-day luxury road trip promises more than relaxation.
We have details of that and more with me, Maame Esi Nyamekye Thompson. This is Joy News, independent, fearless and credible, please say. Let's get into the details now. The Environmental Protection Agency is awaiting the outcome of the first of its scientific water cleaning intervention expected to restore the country's rivers polluted by illegal mining. Described as the country's most significant effort yet, it is aimed at restoring the country's rivers heavily polluted by illegal mining activities. The launch is taking place in the Eastern region, from where my colleague Carlos Coloni will join us. Before we speak to him, here's Anthony Menu with the Joy News research team and with details of the technology being deployed for this exercise. Anthony, tell us about this technology.
The technology is actually called the ionic nanocopper technology, and then it is a water purification method that uses copper at the atomic level to neutralize and remove contaminant. It works through a process that we call the ion exchange. And then per the scientific studies that we've actually been looking at, it has an enormous surface area relative to its size, and it makes it far more effective at capturing and removing heavy metals. One study on green copper oxide actually says that it has the ability to remove metals like lead, nickel, and others. This is actually relevant to us, given the presence of lead in our water bodies. A different study that we also looked at, the results were very good. Mercury levels were reduced from 200 parts per billion to less than 50. And then the final part is it is safe for human consumption. Actually, it is very safe for human consumption. It's actually dependent on the copper levels that they actually use in treating the water.
Right.
But what we also have to note is that the treatment level takes about a decade. So this is what we know about this nano tech.
Thank you very much, Anthony, for that insight. Well, let's go to Chebi in the Eastern region. Carlos Coloni, my colleague, is standing by with more on this. Carlos, currently what's happening where you are?
Okay, so Maame Esi, I'm currently at Chebi, like you said. The EPA is leading this particular nano copper technology pilot together with other state institutions like Water Research Institute, Ghana Atomic Energy Commission, Ghana Standards Authority. All of these state institutions are here. Prior to the application of the technology, they took samples from the river Birim, to ascertain the level of pollution. Then, after the application, they are taking samples at periodic times to really measure how the technology is impacting the pollution levels of water. And I can tell you for a fact that for the past 30 minutes, the water appears to be clearing, but we are still monitoring yet. And all these state institutions like the Ghana Standard Authority and Water Research Institute, they are telling us that they wait and then take the final sample and make it public. Then we can proceed if it's successful or not. So that's the picture here. And the EPA Chief Executive, Professor Kluche, is actually leading the charge.
Right, Carlos. So do authorities believe this pilot can significantly restore the Birim, or there's a more a long-term rehabilitation process?
So this is just the pilot phase of it, which, according to the Chief Executive Officer of the Environmental Protection Authority, is costing them about some $200,000 per kilometer. So they believe that if this is successful, then it can be applied to all other water bodies, starting from the Birim River, River Pra, and all those heavily polluted water bodies across the country. So they are upbeat about the outcome here. So to go forward or not would depend on the outcome of this pilot. But already Ghana Standard Authority is giving signals that it's looking promising to ensure that the water that ends up in Ghana water treatment plants are not heavily polluted, so that you and I can get cleaner water in our homes.
So, Carlos, I know you've been engaging the EPA CEO, Professor Kluche. Is this water safe to drink after this exercise?
Of course, even on the ground, we have seen some of the officials. Maame Esi, if you can hear me, I'm saying that, of course, we've seen some of the officials even drink the water after 30 minutes of application. So they took it directly from the River Birim and they drink it. But of course, Professor Kluche is saying that we need to ascertain the levels before anybody can actually drink it directly. But as it stands now, you can see the water clear, and they, the officials themselves, are drinking this water. But she's saying that at the end of the day, it has to go through the Ghana water treatment plant for it to be safer for consumption.
Right, Carlos, thank you very much. We can hear his engagements with Professor Kluche early on.
We're currently in the Eastern region in the Birim River, trying to clean or applying the ionic nanocopper technology to clean the Birim River. So we want to get the Birim River clean as a pilot. Then we proceed to other water bodies. Currently, we see that of application, we're already seeing the separation of water from the mud, and it's clear. And in 1 hour, I'm sure we can drink this water. So we are good. We are seeing the effects of the chemical.
What is the name of this technology?
It's ionic nanocopper, which we use to chemicalize our polluted water with heavy metals.
So, what is the objective at the end of the day?
We want to see our water bodies clean and proceed into ensuring that legal and illegal miners clean their water before they release it into the main river bodies and also inland.
And you other Carlos Coloni engaging the EPA CEO, Professor Cluche there. Well, moving on, an acute water shortage has hit parts of the greater Kumasi metropolis, leaving thousands without running water for 3 consecutive days. Residents say they've been forced to rely on dug out wells and other alternative sources. Ghana Water Limited attributes the crisis to unstable electricity supply to the Maame and Owabi treatment plants, where power fluctuations have significantly reduced water production. The Electricity Company of Ghana says the outages are due to localized cable faults and transformer challenges. Residents in Kumasi share their frustrations.
They say no obia no afadia wo konsu. Si e pa mo chopa mo ma ye nsu wai. Ye nsu nwale ne nya bi adwale ya makra mo mu de akostu.
We struggle getting water in Atunsu. We are all carrying gallons to go fetch water. There is always light out and the taps are also not flowing. We are really suffering.
I say me fridge. I say me TV. I say me fine na. I'm Sunday no
From Sunday to today, the taps aren't flowing. I went to this house to go fetch this bucket of water. It's not easy getting water lately.
Oh sorry. Now paying them myself. Maybe I won't know again. I can't and I said, "Baby, Saturday, Uncle Chimpap, and I buy any day crying."
Sometimes you would wake up early to try to cook and bath, but you would meet the taps not flowing. This delays us in getting to the workplace early.
But baby, I consume so you move up and sana you so yes, I am what it's in so no need or say you consider because. As I pass me late crying, I didn't see me near the was a income until no messy near the say my bread with some all the time. Yes, I'm sure.
Well, let's go live to Kumasi and speak with my colleague Emmanuel Bright Kweku. Emmanuel, you've been monitoring the situation. Has water been restored?
Maame Esi, as we speak now, water hasn't been restored in many of the or many parts of the greater Kumasi metropolis. Even though we are having pockets of these, some areas having water restored, and the pressure with which the water even flows through the tap is not so high as you would expect it normally when the water is actually flowing. But I have been asking around or the sources at the Ghana Water Limited, and they tell me that it's because of this fluctuation they are having at their end, fluctuation in terms of power. That's why they're unable to provide water at high pressure. And so the water that you'd expect that it flows from the Owabi and Maame treatment plants to greater parts of the Kumasi, they are not getting this water flowing as it should normally do under high pressure. And so for many of the businesses and even households in the Ashanti region, this is really affecting them. In fact, some of them have said that they would have to go days without bathing because the water situation is quite serious. Because for them, they would have to rely on dugouts, and some of them even any mere water that they can find, they will do so. And so for many of the residents and households in the Ashanti region, it's really a struggle, Maame Esi.
Thank you, Bright Kweku, for that update from the Ashanti region. Moving on, President Mahama has announced that Cabinet will soon approve the National Agribusiness Policy